Well, today is a beautiful day to go to a funeral home and a cemetery tour. Why not, right? And this is Tina, Alexa, with your backup plan app. Now, your backup plan app is a one-step process that you can download on your phone and your iPad that puts all of your important stuff in one place so it's better organized and it's there when you need it. So let's get started. If you haven't liked, subscribed, and shared our videos and our posts, please do, because I'm very, very thankful for when you do that. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a chat and let's get started. So this is the outside of a funeral home in South Surrey, and I'm not going to interview anyone at this time. We are just going to take a tour and see what it's like. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. So this is a very pretty area. Let's get going this side. This is what you'll find on the inside. They have a little area sometimes in the cemeteries and funeral homes where they have a chapel for a service. I don't want to go any further because then I'd have to wear a mask. So this is the outside. Very peaceful, very beautiful. Now we're not going to ask anybody any questions here, but we are going to take a tour first of the cemetery. So I hope I don't move around too much because there's a bit of walking. But let's get in the car and get started. Okay. Stop here. So what we have here is some burial plots. They have different headstones, or what you would call monuments, or what they call markers. So there's different size ones. You can see that in some areas they only allow the small short ones to the ground, and in other areas they'll have the tall ones. So whichever one is according to that cemetery. So you can see they're all different heights. This is such a beautiful spot to be. All right. Okay. So we're going to walk over to the crematorium. And for anybody who doesn't know, a crematorium is where you are going to get cremated. And for some people, you can pay to watch, to have it done for a family member or a loved one. And for others, it is a location where it gets done and then gets brought back to you after. So here's the crematorium. And not all locations will have a crematorium. Some don't. And here's the markers that are on the ground versus the ones that stand upright. So now, this is called an ossuary. Say that twice really fast. And that's where, if you don't have somewhere to put your loved one that's cremated, you can put them into this spot that has kind of a spot where everybody could get put into. It just gets dumped into one big area. So this is around the spot for cremations. In this particular one, they have a pond. And I know that they don't add anything into it because they want to keep it sustainable for the environment. These are markers that you can purchase to go with your urns that you can bury and put in the ground. And you can choose a lovely walkway. You can choose, see them all there? Just want to make sure you're still with me. And so these are the kind of the nice little areas that you can find in some locations. Some maybe you just need to look around if this is the kind of place that you would like to have. These are all beautiful spots that are near running water, or they might be near a plaque or something. You can also have see in this spot too, and you can put your flowers on it. You can also put your name onto a board at a cemetery so that your family for the years to come can choose to come here in memorial for you. So that's also an option. I'm going to take a little stroll. Here's another memorial board. You can have a vase put on your nameplate, your marker. So this is one example of what a cemetery might look like in your area. This is what it looks like if they're setting up for an interment. Now, this might not be a mausoleum, but they are niches in the wall that you could also put your urns into, if you can see that. And then there's towers as well. That's an option, as well as a wall. So you don't have to be in the ground, but you can be on a wall with a vase. Look Look how beautiful that area is. It's like a little garden with birds. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay. So that's what that looks like here. You can see that there's lots of different options to use. There's niches in the walls, there's in the ground, there's mausoleum, which we're going to go to next, and you can see what that looks like. Let's take a drive over there, and you can see what that looks like. So let's get started. Okay, let's get in this thing. Okay. What a beautiful day to do this on. That one family has theirs, and they can put quite a few either urns or burials into that area. So those are called estates, and there's gated ones, as you can see in the background there. Here's another estate. These are all estates. Really pretty. You can put different signage on them, different things that you want to say. These are their estates at this location. Let's come on over to head over to put my seatbelt on. It's going to keep buzzing me. We're getting ready for our service. Let's park right here. All right. So you can see what that looks like. I have to turn my car off. Oops. Okay, come on. Okay. And of course, there's lots of crows and a lot of ravens, as you can see. The crows love this. For some reason, isn't that strange? So let's head over to the mausoleum. See, these headstones are all so that they can cut the grass evenly, and for burials at this location they also have to use a vault. So a vault being a cement outer container that the casket will go into, and that's so that the land doesn't go all up and down, bumpy, as you might see in older cemeteries. So here's one of the walls where they put a nameplate on here, as you can see, and they can put the urn inside the wall. Like this too. So you can see that there's a spot for one urn in this one, and 2 urns in this one. So that's a beautiful wall. And this just keeps going through the whole length. And then these are for caskets, so you don't have to be buried in the ground. You can be buried up top in a wall. So isn't that beautiful? Really, really nice picture of what it would look like. You can have vases, you can bring flowers and candles, pictures, photos. And these are the estates that we were talking about. So you can put a marker, headstones on these, put a family type of picture so that you know it's your family for years to come. Here's some beautiful butterfly. So those are the estates versus these are the beautiful areas for urns and caskets. Over here in the distance where you see just the grass, that's an area, that's an older area, and further beyond where the dump truck is on that side is an area that was kind of around the wartime, because there's a lot of military people have been buried there. And the headstones, as you can see, are all flat to the grass so that they can go around and cut easily. It's a lot more difficult when they are upright. So those are all the estates again. You can have an estate. You can see it's hard work, right? It's hard work to keep these clean. We're back up to the top again. So that's what that looks like from a perspective of what is it that you want to have? Do you want to be buried in the ground? Do you want to be buried in a wall? Do you want to be cremated? All of these things that you have to choose and decide on. And they have a few different walls here that you can pick from. They're getting ready for a service on this side. You can see them. And this is from the outside looking up. Now, the plots that are on higher ground, like up top, up over there, they are more expensive for burial plots than they are when you start going down to the bottom. It's just like in real estate. If you have a view, it's more expensive. So cremation, of course you have different options with cremation if you want to take the remains home in your urn or scatter them, and you can bury them in the ground, or you can bury them in a niche in the wall. And of course, wherever you're based upon, wherever you're located, depends on what's available in your area. I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm moving. He wants me to move my car. So I just have to move and we'll get finished here. I just wanted to kind of go over anything else that anybody wanted to chat about or discuss. We'll be talking about on our live broadcast on Thursday. So send me messages down below if you have any questions that you want to ask for Thursday, and I will make sure that I've included them. So thanks everybody. Talk to you soon.